my beloved soul, feel the love I pour over you without limits, especially now, in this place of waiting. I have been listening to you. I have heard every word, every sigh, every tear you have shed before me regarding that matter that weighs so heavily on your heart. Your prayer was not a sound lost in the void. It ascended to the heavens like precious incense, and from the first moment you uttered it with a sincere heart, the answer was released. I know that, from your perspective, it may seem as though nothing happened. Days turned into weeks, perhaps months or years. The silence following your petition may have tested your faith, making you question if I heard, if I care, or if the answer is simply no. You have struggled to keep the flame of hope alive amid the winds of doubt and delay. Today, I come as the bearer of good news, the heavenly messenger sent to tell you, do not give up now. What I am about to show you next can transform your walk, because your answer was not denied, it was merely in transit, and now it is drawing near. What you perceived as divine silence was, in truth, a period of intense activity behind the scenes. Your time of waiting was not a time of inactivity, but of preparation. Preparation of the path, preparation of hearts, and most importantly, preparation of yourself. Your prayer was not simple. Your petition was not small. And an answer of such magnitude requires preparation of equal proportion. Before continuing the message, write this word of faith in the comments. I choose to trust in God's perfect timing. This is your act of aligning with my sovereignty, declaring that your faith is not shaken by the apparent delay. Now, as the message continues, adjust your spirit. Your long night of waiting is ending. The dawn of your answer is breaking on the horizon. My child, pay attention to what comes next, for your peace lies in understanding the why behind the path of your answer. Why did it not arrive instantly? Imagine you asked for a large cargo ship, a ship capable of carrying not only the solution to your current problem, but blessings for your entire life. A ship of that size cannot simply appear at a small, unprepared dock. The harbor must be dredged and deepened. The docks must be strengthened. The logistics to unload the cargo must be put in place. Your life was that harbor, and your long wait was my work of port engineering. Every challenge you faced was the dredge, removing the stones of self-reliance and deepening the channel of your faith. Every time you had to forgive, it was me, strengthening the pilings of your capacity to love. Every time you had to trust me for your daily provision, it was me, building the cranes of your dependence on me. If the ship had arrived sooner, it would have run aground in your shallow waters. The blessing would have overwhelmed you instead of blessing you. I was preparing you for the blessing and preparing the blessing for you. At the same time, I was working on the ship's route. Your answer often involves the cooperation of others, the alignment of circumstances, and the changing of seasons. I have been out front, moving the icebergs out of the way, calming the storms, and redirecting the currents. I am the master pilot, and I never lose a cargo. What you perceived as delay was the perfect speed to ensure a safe and effective delivery. There is something essential you must grasp before moving forward. Your prayer set in motion a complex and glorious process, much larger than you imagined. Your part was to pray and persevere. My part was the divine engineering, and I am very good at what I do. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. By doing so, you strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence. It is your declaration that you trust the engineer and the pilot. If this message touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Your waiting was not a sign that something was wrong. It was proof that something very large and right was being done. My precious soul, how can you know that your answer is approaching? When the ship nears the coast, it sends signals, and I'm already sending those signals to you. I want to train your spiritual eyes so you recognize them and your heart fills with new hope. The first sign is an increase in your spiritual sensitivity. You will begin to hear me more clearly and sense my presence in a more tangible way. Meaningful dreams, coincidences that are not coincidences, and an inner certainty that begins to grow in your spirit, defying your circumstances. Do not ignore this. It is the sound of the ship's radio starting to transmit its signal, indicating it is coming into range. The second sign is a rearrangement of pieces on your board. People who were obstacles will begin to move away from your life. New people, carrying a piece of your puzzle, will begin to appear. Information you needed will reach you unexpectedly. Small doors will begin to open, which may seem unrelated to your big prayer, but are the first steps of the path being paved for your answer's arrival. Stay alert to these small movements. They are the scouts coming ahead of the main army. What I am about to show you next can transform your walk. The third sign, and perhaps the most counterintuitive, is an increase in opposition. The moment the ship is sighted on the horizon, the enemy of your soul, who thought he had won, panics. He will launch a last, fierce attack to try to prevent it from reaching the harbor. You may face a sudden wave of discouragement, fear, or unexpected problems. Do not interpret this as a sign that you are on the wrong path. On the contrary, it is confirmation that you are exactly on the right path and that your victory is so close that all of hell is trembling. The intensity of your final battle is the measure of the magnitude of your imminent victory. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you await is in this verse, Habakkuk 2:3, which says, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Write in the comments, "I receive this message and I am blessed," and send love to someone you love, declaring that God's answer for them is also on the way. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks. And before we move on, let me lead you to something I prepared to further strengthen your faith. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity, there is a 31-day walk waiting for you. Every day was created for me to speak to you more deeply. The link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue. By subscribing, you receive more messages of light. Your answer is not late. It is arriving exactly at the designated time. My blessed soul, with the ship in sight, the work at the harbor must be finished. Your part in this final phase is to prepare your heart to receive. The most important preparation is the cleaning. You would not receive a guest of honor in an untidy house. And your answer is a guest of honor. The main debris that needs removing is the bitterness of the wait. The long path may have left a residue of disappointment, doubt, or perhaps a little resentment against me because of the delay. It is time to sweep all that away. Make a conscious choice to forgive the past. Forgive yourself for doubting. Forgive me for not acting according to your schedule. Forgiveness is what cleans your reception channel. It takes you out of the frequency of complaining and puts you in the frequency of gratitude. Start being grateful. Thank me for the path, the lessons, and the strength you developed in the wait. Thank me for the answer on its way, as if it were already in your hands. Gratitude is the most powerful act of faith in this phase. It is you, preparing the welcome party for your blessing. Beyond cleaning comes the preparation of space. What do you need to let go of to create room for your answer? Perhaps you need to drop old habits that will not serve you in your new season. Perhaps you need to release relationships that pull you down. Perhaps you need to let go of a scarcity mindset to manage the abundance that is coming. I will give you the wisdom to discern what must go. Your obedience in letting go is your proof to heaven that you are taking your promotion seriously. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, and attitudes you choose to forgive and release today. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. By doing this cleaning and inner organizing, you are becoming an active partner in your answer's arrival. You are aligning yourself, inside, with the new reality I am bringing on the outside. And when these two things meet, the showing will be glorious. My precious soul, the answer that is approaching may not look like what you expect. You may have prayed for a specific solution, and I may be sending you a different, but better, opportunity. You may have asked me to change a person, and I may be sending you the strength to change yourself. Be open to my surprises. My wisdom is infinitely greater than yours. If your prayer was for healing, the answer may come not just as the removal of a symptom, but as a new wisdom to care for your body, mind, and spirit in an integral way, ensuring lasting health. If your prayer was for provision, the answer may not be a check falling from the sky, but a creative idea, a new skill, or a strategic connection that will empower you to generate your own prosperity sustainably, so you never again depend on an emergency miracle. If your prayer was for the restoration of a relationship, the answer may be the healing of your own heart and liberation from your neediness, which makes you whole and attractive, capable of building a healthy relationship, whether with the person from the past, now also transformed, or with someone new and more aligned. There is something deep I want you to grasp. I never answer your prayers at the level of your request. I always answer them at the level of your deepest need. You ask for fish, I teach you to fish. You ask for shelter from the rain, I teach you to build a house. My answer is not a temporary patch, it is a permanent promotion. It is an empowerment that lifts you to a new level of life. Therefore, do not cling to your mental image of the answer. Let it go, and say to me, Father, surprise me. I trust your wisdom. I receive your answer, whatever it may be, knowing it is best for me. This posture of openness and trust is what will allow you to recognize and receive your answer, even if it comes in an unexpected package. And I promise that when you receive it and understand the whole picture, you will thank me for not responding the way you originally asked. My child, with your answer approaching, your role is no longer to wait passively, but to prepare actively to receive. You are moving from passenger to co-pilot. Your faith in this phase must become practical. Start acting like the person you will be after receiving the answer. If you are waiting for healing, start making plans for what you will do with your new health. Research that active hobby you always wanted to try. Buy an item of clothing you will wear when you are fit. These small actions are declarations of faith that tell heaven, I am preparing for my healing. If you are waiting for prosperity, start acting like a good manager. Organize your current finances, however small. Study investments. Plan how you will be generous with the abundance that is coming. Your actions of good stewardship now are your qualification to receive more. If you are waiting for a new purpose, start preparing. Read books about your area of interest. Take an online course. Start serving on a small scale where you are. Do not wait for the big door to open to start moving. Your movement and faith toward your dream is what gives me the key to open the big door. What I want you to start doing is preparing the nest for the golden egg. Your answer needs a place to land, and your actions of faith are building that place. They are creating the structure, the capacity, and the knowledge necessary so that when the answer arrives, you know what to do with it. Many receive the answer to their prayers but lose it quickly because they were not prepared to manage it. I will not let that happen to you. Your long wait was your character preparation. Your action of faith now is your capacity preparation. And the combination of the two will make you a faithful and fruitful steward of the great blessing on its way. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message. Let's build a chain of love together. Leave a comment with a prayer of hope. A simple Lord, I prepare in faith to receive your answer. Empower me to be a good steward of your blessing is a prayer that seals your partnership with me in this final phase. My precious soul, your answer that is on the way is not an isolated and private event. It is destined to become a public testimony of my goodness and my faithfulness. Your long wait and your final victory will become a story of hope that will feed the faith of many. Think of the people in your life who are also in their own valleys of waiting. Think of those whose hope is wavering. Your story will be proof that I am a God who hears, cares, and responds. When your answer is shown, do not hide it. Do not minimize it. Do not attribute it to luck or chance. Give me the glory. Tell the whole story. Tell of the long, dark night. Tell of your doubts and fears. And then, tell of how I came, in perfect time, in a way more glorious than you imagined. Your vulnerability in sharing the struggle is what will give credibility to your celebration of victory. Your life will become a living memorial. Just as my people in the past built stone memorials to recall my deliverances, your own life will be a monument to my grace, and future generations will look at your history and find courage for their own battles. What the enemy intended to use to crush you in private, your long and silent struggle, I am changing into your greatest platform of public influence. Your biggest trial is becoming your greatest anointing, and your greatest message will be this: do not give up. Our God is faithful. His delay is not denial, and His answer when it arrives is worth every second of waiting. Embrace this calling. Your answer is not just for you. It is for all those I will touch through you. Your personal blessing is about to become a community blessing, and your joy will be complete not only when you receive, but when you start to distribute the hope your story now carries. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our conversation. The ship is in the harbor. The cargo is ready to be unloaded. What remains? Only your final act of reception. Stop looking at the sea with anxiety. Turn around and look at me with gratitude. Your hardest part, that of perseverance in the wait, has ended. Now begins the most joyful part, that of celebration and management. Your posture, from today on, must be that of a host expecting a guest of honor who has already confirmed his arrival. You do not worry if he will come. You occupy yourself with preparing the house. You do not doubt. You decorate. You do not lament. You sing. Your anticipatory joy is the red carpet you roll out for your answer. Abandon all doubt. Expel all fear. Silence every voice that says, "It's too late," or "It's not for you." Those are the last lies of a defeated enemy. Anchor your soul in my word, in my promise, in this conversation of ours. Your answer is no longer a possibility. It is an inevitability. It already has a date and time marked on my celestial calendar, and the time is near. Relax, breathe, rejoice. Your long wait has become your most beautiful love story, and your happy ending is no longer being written. It is about to be lived. Go now and prepare for your party. Your answer has arrived. If this message resonated with you and with your situation, write in the comments, "I receive God's answer in my life today." Your words strengthen your faith and also light the way for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to lead you to something I prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, a new purpose, and prosperity coming from my hands. Nothing of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open pathways. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where, daily, I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Begin this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.